Good morning. Today is Tuesday, July 1st. We are already halfway through the year. Where does that time go? Today I'm using the Slowing Down Tarot Casting sticker that I debuted last week in my Patreon. So if you're on there, you've already seen the image and the spread and the creation process. If you're not, you can join for free. I do share a bunch of free posts over there. But this is the first time I'm using it. So the whole idea behind this is just about taking it slow, especially as we're entering, summer months here in the Northern Hemisphere. It's like there's a call to want to slow down. Although our culture wants us to hustle, 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 I needed a reminder. And actually last week I was experiencing some pain in my arm. Still not completely better, but for me it was a call to slow down. I always say that if you don't take the time, your body's going to take you out, right? So that's kind of what the idea behind this board is. So let's just get into it, right? This is my first time using it, so you guys get to see it here first. It's based loosely off of the Empress card in the Felt Tarot because of the cornucopia. So what energy is bringing us through this portal? What energy is bringing us into this little calm garden, beckoning us to just take a breather, take a break? And we have the 10 of Swords. That is so appropriate for needing a break, right? Whenever I see that card, I think about how we are in this position of just too much coming at us, too much thoughts, the news, just everything. Like it feels like you can't get a break and you're just literally feeling like you're in this box and everything's coming every which way, right? Every which way, but how do you get out of it? Remember, the swords are of the mind. So one way could be journal them. Like write down the things that have been bothering you. See if there's 10. And see what little solutions maybe you can do to help alleviate those. But when you're feeling the weight of it, this mental tornado, really, you just want to go into that box, right? So that makes sense that this is what's bringing us to this need to slow down. In this spread, we have these helpers, right? We have these snails, and those are the second, third, fourth positions. The second one, this is the leisurely liaison. This is the energy that is greeting us this week. This is going to assist in helping to lighten the load. If I can shuffle, we'll be doing good. Okay. So what is going to assist us in helping to lighten this load? We have 4 of Cups. And when I see this right away, I see somebody sitting there with a choice between a book, a TV, feet propped up, maybe boredom, maybe just a little bit of like kicking back and just relaxing, trying to find the space to watch one of your favorite shows, watch or read a book. I know it's not traditionally the energy of the 4 of Cups. The 4 of Cups is really just kind of like I'm over it. But I feel like in this spread, it's basically saying, you know what, take a beat and kick up your feet and try to focus on something that's not this, So this position up here is a higher vantage point. This is going to help us zoom out and assess the situation. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. And when I see that, I always think about like that new opportunity that's being handed to us. So when we can zoom out and when we can prop up our feet and get ourselves out of this box, like from the 10 of Swords, which is a lot of thoughts coming in, so much mental energy going on, to the 4 of Cups being like emotionally, you're burnt, you're over it, you're bored of this, you want a new story. The Ace of Pentacles comes in from the higher thing and saying, hey, look, it's an opportunity. you might not think about it at first, but like being able to bring yourself up and out of it, look at the opportunity that has come from this, you know, and then maybe it's going to be the start of something new once you can clear away this clutter of the thoughts. That scratching in the background is Braxton. I am not letting him back outside. He's barking at nothing. He's going to have to wait until I'm done. So then this snail down here, this is what's going to help us shift perspective. This is going to help suggest and implement a slowdown. And for that, we are using a tarot tile. And we've got the Eight of Swords. And how can the Eight of Swords help us shift our perspective? Well, it can help by realizing that sometimes the things that are keeping us in place is being caught up in our own brain and being caught up in projections of what we could have, should have, would have done differently. Or, you know, like the Eight of Swords leads to the Ten of Swords because it's so much. It's like the expansion of thoughts. It's like when you focus on a thought you don't want, it's going to keep growing and growing and growing until there's like, oh, but did you think about this? So the Eight of Swords is reminding us, look, there's a path forward. Try to just take a step, you know, and even if you get your feet wet, like she's standing here, her feet are completely movable. Like she can walk forward. However, she's just going to get her feet wet. So maybe you just need to start by being a tiny bit uncomfortable, but walking through the water to get to where you need to go. So that's going to help shift the perspective. It's a little less intense than the Ten of Swords, carrying the thoughts with you, but it helps you examine them. So let's see, the garden path. These, I have spaces for tiny Lenormand tiles, but I'm going to use Lenormand charms. I found some of my stuff recently and I was like, oh, this is the Lenormand charm set that I made. You can make one of these really easy. You just have to find charms that correspond to all of the Lenormand. So I'm going to pull 3 and see what they have to say about the garden path. We got 1, 2, 3. So what do we have? The ring, the stork. So here's a ring, here's a stork. And the tie is the gentleman in my charm Lenormand set. So we're going to put these there. And so this could be what's helping us or what's in the way. And it's the stork, the ring, and the gentleman. It could be the commitments to, you know, maybe you have a partner you've committed to and you're helping them, you know, promote to the next chapter. Or there's this commitment of wanting to aggressively move on, you know, and whatever that is, it's a promise. It's something that's like cyclical maybe, and you're just finding your footing in it, you know. So when I see those 3 together though, it talks about like this is going to help you either take action or leave action. And maybe when I see this together, it's maybe you can't do this alone. Maybe you need to look to your partner and see what commitments you have made in order to be able to get out of this together. And then we've got the healing herbs. These are our helping healers. And we've got the garlic, the ginger, the mushrooms, and the cornucopia. And for these, I'm just going to use keywords. I found my dice that have the words on it. I thought I lost them. We do not make these anymore because supply chain issues that happened during the pandemic were really hard. And then when we found a dice supplier, they were subpar. They were inconsistent. So we just decided to retire these. So unfortunately, we do not have the capability of making these anymore. But I thought it would be fun to have them for this. So these are like our guideposts, medicine to help in the slowdown. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got build, burn, why, and laugh. So when I see those together, you know, what can help in the slowdown? Find something to build. Find something to get your hands on. You know, something to just keep your hands busy. It doesn't even need to be a masterpiece or a house or anything like that that's going to be like a huge project, but just find something that's going to take your mind off of all that. Burn it to the ground. You know, whatever has been causing you the problems, maybe this is the time to cut your losses. Maybe this is the time to decide if it's worth building or if it needs to burn, kind of like the F murder kill game, right? Why are we doing this? Maybe you need to sit and question your motives, question the why of the whole situation, like what brought you to this point of needing to slow down, and be honest with yourself, or maybe see a therapist and be honest with them, and then laugh. You know, life is too short to take it so serious all the time. So find the small things to laugh at. I laugh at myself often, even when I'm in this heightened Ten of Swords state. I actually live in the Ten of Swords state and the Eight of Swords state. So when I see this, I kind of laugh at this because, like, Eight of Swords, my brain is a tornado. I'm always in my mind. And the Ten of Swords, it's like, but what if? And then when I look back at what actually happened, it was never this big. I just made it that. Whereas my partner, he sits in this Four of Cups energy where he's just kind of like, whatever, it'll be what it's going to be. But then new opportunities always come, you know? So I don't know what you're dealing with this week. I don't know what has brought you to this need to slow down, but whatever you're doing, I hope you're going to be able to see the opportunities after this mental storm passes. So let me know if you like this spread, if this resonated. If it didn't, that's okay. Sometimes they don't. If you've already joined me on Patreon, thank you. I appreciate you for being there. I hope it's been fun. And if, you know, you'd like to see me use a different spread or whatever, please feel free to comment. And I hope you have a good start to July. And hopefully the fireworks don't get you down this weekend. So I'll see you here next week. Thanks. Bye.